Hello and welcome back to Resurrection Cup 2026. If you're here after joining, if you're here while the main stream is going on, thank you. But yeah, the tiebreaker right now is still really close. So we kind of have to just move on and focus on the next match, the match between Dango Daikazoku versus Bomboclat. I'm joined today by Tommy. Hello.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the second stream so far. The first, the main one is finishing up soon enough as the tiebreaker is coming to an end. And I don't know how about you, Bezanos, but I'm quite excited about this one. As you might know, both of the teams are quite proficient in their specific areas, right? They both love some of the stopping maps out of speed, are native for them, but I do think that unfortunately for Team Dango Daisuke here, Team Bomboclat might be just a little bit more consistent on this high BPM type of stuff.
Yep, indeed, and it's gonna be the first pick is not gonna be anything tapping related, but it's gonna be a Nomad 4, the original for Resurrection Cup 2026 is gonna be the Bit Wizard party in my head won't stop, so I call the noise complaint. The Fireblaze 3028 original map, and yeah, it's a Daria Tech map. It's pretty all over the place. It has a bit of tapping, but not too high BPM. It's only 195. So it's going to be pretty comfortable for a lot of these players, and especially for a player like RafGPO on the side of Bomboclat, who is especially proficient on the higher SR tech.
I mean, yeah, definitely. This pick kind of makes sense, right? Since Team Bomboclat was able to get some decent performances in the qualifiers, getting, I believe, something north of number 20 result of the whole qualifiers, while Team Dango Daisuke was not really able to perform that well, sitting around 40 to 30 points. So again, pick just makes sense, right? Just abuse what your opponents are not that great at. I'm just a little bit surprised that we are not going to be seeing Normal 3 as a first pick, honestly. The alt skill sets and general flow with some snapper aim combined is pretty much the crystallized weakness of the Team Dango Daisuke here on the team roles. Still a decent pick, at least in my opinion, and that is why we are going to be seeing it first appearing in this round of the 16.
Yep, indeed. It's going to be a really interesting match. Both teams have really interesting rosters, and it's going to be pretty close. All of these matches so far in the losers bracket have been quite close. So we'll see how this one plays out as we are going to get underway with this Nomad 4. I do believe there's going to be a slight advantage on Team Bomboclat because they are just I think they're the better team on overall tech, but we'll see how this one plays out since it's quite chaotic and all over the place as usual Daria core maps are.
But hey, at least the original is going to be making it even better because it is a banger song indeed. Going to be enjoying personally at least the whole of this map as we are going to be jamming out to the song made by the Beat Wizard. But yeah, we might be seeing some unfortunate troubles. Banshee is a little bit shaky today. Apologies for that. But map is starting soon enough. I believe we can expect some of the players coming in pretty confidently, right? For example, RGPO from the side of Bomboclat. But it seems like we are going to be seeing it right now, and indeed, Catloft is in the lobby for Team Iris together with Astriel and Mornis, facing off against Faiga, Reed Horimiya, and John Atkin from the Team Rolls, trying their best already, a quarter of the map in, getting some slight score advantage going towards the Team Rolls, mostly on the accuracies, but the combo is also generally a little bit better towards their side.
Yep, indeed. RavGPO is still on the FC as you would expect from them, while Faja did drop it a bit earlier on. They don't have that better accuracy, so the scores are pretty much even though the one is on the FC and one is not. So match situation could not be more even. Combo-wise is not, but the accuracy does even it out quite well, so that's why you're seeing the 10k score difference in advantage of Dango Daikazoku.
We will see if it will indeed work out nicely, at least for Team Rolls, as the score difference is only going to be going down little by little, especially with the miss coming in from Reed Horemiya. It will be traded after all by Azrael from the team Iris here, but it is not going to be enough, not enough indeed, especially as Janotken is going to be finding another side break for Team Dango Daikazoku. And that is just a disaster. Score difference flies by towards the Team Iris' side, and the only possible hope for an eventual turnaround would be the Fire, who is still getting some incredible supporting combo, or even, if I might to say, the only combo for the Team Rose here. 2 of the thirds of the map in.
Yep, we did see that slight linear stream section of the map. Not many dropped combo, only Morn is the one that fell on that section, but we do see Azrael finding a break of their own as well. So it's only RefGPO with any sort of combo still holding the FC, but there's so much supporting combo on the side of Dango, as right now they are gonna be able to grab themselves the lead back if nothing changes. John Etiken keeps on breaking, but Faja and Reed Horimiya still have so much combo, but there goes Reed Horimiya, and it's all in the RefGPO FC.
He's trying his best, but it is not going to be enough. The sudden break right into the end is going to be making the change in this matchup, getting the score difference flying by towards incredible performance coming in from Faigar, still getting an incredible reverse choke, it seems, getting through the ending like it is bread and butter. You're just incredible player, and that is the reason why they are going to be getting the first pick, first point after all in this matchup, taken as an early lead.
What a roller coaster of emotions for this pick. We saw almost the FC from RefGPL. Unfortunately, the accuracy was so low they could not maintain the score lead in their favor for too long after that slider break at the end. And Faja with the reverse choke that exceptionally just grabbed themselves back to point. The key player in this pick managing to grab themselves the first point, a break point. I know it's a really important one because you look at that score and that 745k is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that is definitely a good start for Team Rose here. I am happy for them, but well, especially I'm happy for them because it was the first break point of this match, right? That was a pick from Team Iris here, from Team Bomboclat, and they have conceded it. So now it is time to consolidate, to get even better and more strong lead here, a decisive one, with getting a pick that might be going towards your advantage. And to be honest, I don't think there is a lot of maps that are going to be really confidently better for the Team Rose here, right? One of the ones that comes to mind is HD1 or any kind of more aimy pick, right? But probably a little bit better to go towards HD1 since HD2 has been banned by Team Iris, and generally on the qualifiers, Team Rose did outperform Team Bomboclat here on this type of skill set, so might have been a better pick to go for, but it seems like that is not going to be the case today. Decision has been made, and it is going to be the Nomad 5, the reading pick of this map, of this pool.
You get reading banned against you. The only other logical is go for the other reading pick in the pool in the Nomad 5. We've seen this case being for a lot of the teams where we usually see the Hidden 2 being banned by teams that do not really enjoy reading and leaving the Nomad 5 open and get instantly picked on by the opposing side. And this is another case of that where the Nomad 5 is going to be picked. It is quite tricky. It has a bit of rhythm that you need to be hitting quite accurately because the accuracy could be a big factor in this map if you're not consistent enough. But we'll see how that is going to play out. The obvious team being disadvantaged in this one is Bomboclat. What we have seen in the past, teams perform good on the enemy's reading pick, even though they're not the best reading roster on the table. But we'll see how that plays out. This map is going to be really close. I have a feeling that even with the disadvantage that may be on paper, it's not going to be the real case in the match.
So I guess we will have to wait and see if that is going to be indeed the result here. But I do think that there is even more aspect of a rhythm for this type of map. The accuracy will be getting a lot of importance here, simply because the a lot of doubles combined with a lot of just general clutterness of this map will be getting you a little bit too distracted to get a great accuracy on, and well, that will be resulting in lower scores here, but it seems like we are going to be seeing who is indeed worthy enough to get through this map, who is feeling confident enough to get another point towards the side, and it seems like the ones not completely comfortable on this type of map are already decided. Fike and Get Loft going to be finding the first breaks of this map, and well, let's see if it is going to be any omens.
Accuracies are definitely interesting to say the least. The only two FCs left in the lobby, Reed Hornia and Azrael, could not be more polar opposite, where one is really good accuracy and the other one is not so much. But overall, it is on Dango's side. They have the better accuracy as a team and the overall better combo. So it's gonna be all their ball to play right now as they are continuing to hold these nice combos. Reed Hornia still holding the FC, RavGPO dropping that combo there, but the accuracy is definitely not helping. They clearly seem so uncomfortable in this map, and they did mention it in the chat that they have to have a lot of offset to even be able to play this map, and it sure doesn't do them any favor as they're still trailing.
Yeah, indeed, it seems like the score difference is only going up and up towards the Team Rolls, mostly because of the insane recovery, insane support combo coming in from Faiga, while from the side of Iris, the only one performing well enough is Azrael, still holding that FC with great accuracy at Z. Modric is trying his best to get closer towards his level, but his best, it seems like, at least for now, is not enough. They need to see a lot of mistakes, a lot of breaks coming in from Team Rolls any moment now, because it is the last quarter of this map already. It is a short one. It will be decided right at this moment, because the score difference is only going to be increasing. This wall is being built right before our eyes, and there is not going to be a lot of opportunities to jump over it, as the combo is still present on the both side. Morning is going to be finding the break, while Team Rose is rising to the occasion and are going to be securing a definitive lead after all of this matchup, getting a 2-0 score.
We saw both of the FCs trade on the exact same pattern, but it was already too late. With that Morning's break, it was already sealed. It was already a fate being finished, and yeah, just an amazing score from everyone on the side of Dango Daikazoku, as they've all been performing so well on this map. We see 600k, 400, and a 700 accuracy as well. Really strong on the whole team, while on the other side, only Azrael is left to stand against the absolute dominance of what Rosa's side has been able to push. Mornis tried to support a bit, but unfortunately the uncomfortableness of this map was too much for him and RafGPL.
Well, a great pick to say the least for Team Daikazoku here, and well, it's a great start for sure. 2-0 lead, time to go towards some of the other possible maps in the future, because the reading maps are pretty much done and dusted here. Maybe HD1 is also in place, deciding that HD reading is just generally not going to be a perfect skill set to go for Team Bomboclat here, but we'll get to it in the future. For now, the pick is decided on by Team Bomboclat here, and well, I'm not completely sure what would be the best idea here. Maybe you have any ideas?
I think you have to just straight go into tapping. We see that DT2 stamina. We have to even maybe that DT free, that super burst heavy DT free. I think you have to just pick as much tapping as you can. Maybe even the HR2, which has a bit of trapping and precision. But it's actually not gonna be neither of them. It's gonna be the free mod one. It's gonna be the free mod awkward aim one. They're trying to go on aim. They're trying to see and test the waters on aim and see how that plays out for them. And it might be a key point in this match. But it's definitely really tricky, as they picked rainy, and it might just be a full rainy day for them if they don't succeed on this one.
That is really interesting to see, honestly. I mean, the map this time around, Free Mode 1, is very similar to the one that we have seen in the round of 32 of the tournament, right? It is quite, I guess, alt heavy, kind of, right? As there's a lot of aim control and just awkward terrain type patterns that you have to get through. And well, considering that on HR's team, Bomboclat were pretty close, decently close at least, to Team Rose here. And considering that HD and overall reading seems to be in their favor today, I can see why this free mod 1 is being picked here by them. But definitely going to be a bit of a risky one simply because of the HR department for the free mod 1. I do believe it might just be play them a little bit of a wrong favor here, since Team Rose has some incredible HR players on the side.
Indeed. For anyone that's watching this tournament for the first time, the free mod rules are pretty standard. You need at least one hidden and one HR, and the last player has to have another mod applied to them, either being hidden, HR, easy, or flashlight, up to their choosing, or any combination between those. So yeah, we will be seeing which of those combinations will be from these teams, as we are about to get slightly underway with this free mod 1 in shortly time, hopefully.
Hopefully it is going to be the short one indeed, especially as we are going to be seeing good luck, have fun in the chat. That means that map is going to be starting really soon, and I am hoping to see some incredible performances here. As I mentioned previously, a lot of players have insane potential to pump out great scores here, but well, it all depends on the day, it all depends on the nerves, and after giving up a lead here 2-0 at the start of the match, that might be tricking them a little bit too much, especially for that HR possible maps. But it seems like we are going to be seeing a little bit of an unexpected decision from Team Bomboclat here. Mornis is going to be the only one with HR for them, as Getloft, RFGPO, and Azrael are going to be facing off against Team Rose here with HDs, while Faiga and Hedayo Faiga is going to be facing off with HD for Team Rose, and Hedayo John Edken will be with HRs.
Yeah, we kind of see an opposite situation where a team has opted for more hiddens and the other has opted for more HR, definitely picking into their comfort rather than trying to do anything risky. We don't see any crazy mod combination. We just see pretty much what you would expect standard from all of these players. But yeah, so far we've seen a bit of breaks from absolutely everyone except Azrael. Azrael, the last FC standing in this lobby, and there they go, as well as Mornis. So RavGPO is left standing with the only combo on the map. But you see all across the table, you see players missing left, right, and center. So this right now is super chaotic as Hedayo drops as well, and it's only Faya and Get Loved left on, and there is only RavGPO with combo now.
And it is going to be pretty much the reason why it might have been just a great pick for them. The HD player is facing off and doing what he needs to do best here, getting some of that score difference little by little towards the Team Iris side, but it is not increasing fast enough because there is just enough supporting combos, it seems like, for the Team Faigas, for Team Rose's side, and even with some misses coming in from John Edken, they are traded mostly by Mornis, a HR player for the Team Bomboclat here. They need to work out just a little bit more, hold a little bit more. Like, it pretty much just depends on if RavGPO will be able to get something near FC on this type of map, and this is a question that we will need to see an answer to soon, as the triple break coming in from Team Rose here.
That was an absolute disaster class from their side, as we see the triple break on them, and meanwhile Azrael and RavGPO still look unstoppable on the hiddens. Mornis is having troubles on the HR, but that doesn't matter. As long as RavGPO and Azrael still hold on to those combos, it's gonna be all easy done for them. It's a third left in the map. There goes Azrael, but you look at RavGPO, and there they go as well. So there's no combos on their side, and now it's only gonna be Hedayo's combo, but it's nothing right now. They have to start having some sort of consistency to even have a leadway in this match.
Just look at the score difference, it is flying by towards the Team Rose side, mostly because of the very low accuracy from the team, from the side of Mornis right here. They are trying their best, but still, it is not a big difference. There is only a quarter of the map left, but it might be enough if any of the players from the Team Rose here will be able to hold just a bit of combo, get some of the performance up and going, but it seems like it's not the case, at least for now. Teams are trying their best. The only one still holding some kind of a resemblance of a score is Faiga, getting towards the 200 combo mark, little by little, decreasing the score difference towards the 90k point, but they need to see more and more breaks, more mistakes coming in from Team Iris, because there's just not enough nodes, not enough space to gain advantage on for Team Rose here. But the misses are not really coming. Azrael finds a break together with Mornis, but the God loved Raf GPO, the carry so far on this map for Team Bomboclat is trying his best, and it will be enough after all to get a first point for his team.
That was way too close for comfort for both of these teams. It was swinging left, right, and center. They were trading blows here and there, but the obvious bet, their gamble paid off. This Fremont one is exactly what they needed, and they do get their first point on the table on their pick. That carry performance from RavGPO was enough. The hidden players managed to pull through, even if the HR did not. So it is probably gonna be a hidden pick in the future, considering the fact, but you still have to be careful because you look super consistent performance across the side for Dango Daikazoku. So you do have to be careful into hidden as well, especially considering how tricky the hidden one is. So you might not want to pick into it right away. I still think tapping is their best skill set, and I still think Iris should still pick some tapping maps before going into any sort of hidden. But before that, Dango Daikazoku has the pick, and they need to pick something completely different, and it's probably going to be something related to HR, probably an HR1 or maybe an HR2 to throw them off, considering how bad their HR performance has been so far.
Definitely, I suspect that is going to be the case, and I'm personally rooting for the HR2 here, at the very least, because it is a banger original song coming out for the team for the Resurrection Cup 2026. But on the other side, it is just a great map to abuse your opponents if they are not feeling confident on this type of map. But it seems like that is not going to be the case. HR is off the table. DT3 is what Team Rose needs here, and they are going for it. DT3, quite a funny map indeed, coming out all the way back from 2009. Necrophantasia just going to be a check for your insane ability to do 270 BPM burst and streams.
They constantly just surprise me with every single pick. You expect something from them, they just throw it on the table and say, no, we want this map, we want this. You say we're not that good into tapping, I'm picking something tapping related, and it is gonna be the DT3 with the super awkward 270 bursts. It's gonna be a comfort check for both of these teams, who is more comfortable on this old style of mapping, and considering they picked it, they definitely know something that we don't. As a pick like this against a team like Iris is definitely gonna be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be at the very least a contested map, right? But generally, if you think about it, 270 BPM and generally very high skill ceiling BPMs and general tapping will be just a little bit, I think, edging out an advantage towards the Team Rose here, right? Simply because they again have some players that are able to peak that high, while Team Iris is unfortunately not really on that level yet, at least in my opinion. So we will have to see if they're going to be able to prove me at least wrong and show up and do what they need to do to get the point, to get the scoreboard towards the equal point, get and pretty much an equalizer. But of course it really depends on what they're going to be doing right now.
Yep, indeed. We do see the debut of Xanli on the side of Iris, while it's pretty much the same people we've seen so far in this match for Dango Daikazoku, as there's nothing really to be said about it. But you already see the awkward nature of this map. It is that 2009 awkward type of mapping that not everyone is used to, especially if you're a newer player, because this type of mapping is very rare to find these days, and is definitely shows its age quite a bit. And not all players really comfortable on the accuracy side so far, as we see a lot of 85 accuracies even on the best of tapping players. But so far, combos pretty even across the board. Dango Daikazoku has an obvious advantage, but how long can they keep it for?
Yeah, definitely. That's just the old, different type of timing that is being used in the 2009 maps will be the trouble, and we are seeing that with incredible accuracy discrepancies right now. But the combo is what matters, at least for now, as Getloft and Hedayo are going to be trading the misses. The only people also holding FCs will be John Etkin, Reed Horimiya, and Xan Lee from the team Bomboclat. They're trying their best again, but there is just unfortunate reality that 2 FCs is more than 1, and the score difference is only going to be increasing even further if Monis is going to be finding a break after all. The greatest accuracy from the team Bomboclat, while also Reed Horimiya is still trying their best. It actually, never mind that, they are going to be finding the break as well. The only FC still sitting on board is John Etkin with 670 combo and counting towards the side.
This is really close. If there's anything to be hopeful about, is that this map is quite long. We're barely halfway through, but we've seen so many breaks from a lot of these players, and it's looking likely like we're gonna see even more. But John Etkin and Stanley are giving us a masterclass on how you play this type of map right now, as they're still holding quite a lot of combo, and Stanley is still holding the FC. Recovery combos is going to be multiplied for. There goes John Etkin. There's last big combo on the side. No, it was Bancho. Now it's actually a break. What is happening on the side of the Rose team? And now Zanli has all the combo to play with, and a supporting one as well. And they need to hold for this really tricky section if they're gonna grab the score lead back in their favor.
Yes, the wound is open, the blood is dripping down as Hedaya is going to be finding another break as well, but Xanli on an incredible combo of their own 1200 combo and counting, the only one trying to stop his reign is Reed Horimiya from the team Rose, but that is not going to be enough as the score difference flies by finally towards the team's Bomboclat as the last quarter of this map remains, and the one standing proud is only Xanli, showing what he's able to do, why he's one of to come out for this type of map from the team Bomboclat here, and just what an incredible performance from him. We are seeing greater accuracy recovery from the start, getting towards at 91%, all the way back from 86 I believe, and getting some combo with that 100k score difference already. And the last combo from the team Rose is going to be going down. Reed Horimiya and John Etkin finding the break. The only one standing for them is Hedaya, but that is not going to be just enough, not enough at all, as 200, 250 and counting. Score difference is just going to up towards the sky, and Xanli is the one to make the difference as the map is finished and is finishing, and that is just an incredible performance to get an equalizer on.
That unfortunate slider break chokes the FC in the end for Stanley of not being able to close out the map on an FC. Accuracy or not, that is still an impressive performance from them, holding almost 1700 combo. That's a lot of combo for their side. And Mornis being the perfect support player, helping their team grab themselves a breakpoint. This is the match situation they needed, and this is a reason why you don't pick tapping into a team like Bomboclat. And now they know how scary they can be on these tapping maps. I'm pretty sure they now are fully acknowledged on how to play into this rest of the match.
Yeah, what an incredible clutch performance, honestly, right? Because if Xanli did not go out of his mind here, Team Bomboclat would not have been able to get a point. But, well, generally it is still going to be opening at least some of the doors, some of the possibilities for Team Bomboclat. Maybe not exactly some of those very speedy, very just tapping heavy maps, right? But something that has a little bit of bursts, right? That might just get a little bit of an edge towards the Team Bomboclat here. But, well, I guess it is still going to be a big question, because there is not a lot of maps like that in the pool. At the very least, there's not enough left as, well, decision it should be made, and things like it is going to be made towards a no-mod pool favor. No-mod 3 is on the table, and honestly, I'm surprised by others.
No-mod 3 is definitely interesting. I mean, they did win that 3-mod 1, which was awkward aim. This is not exactly awkward aim, this is just snap alt, but it's in a similar term, similar to the free mod one. Not super similar, but it has some similarities where you might want to test your waters on something like a no-mod free, which may open the doors for a free mod free later on. But yeah, this is a completely different map, something we haven't seen so far, and it's definitely a map for the consistency snap all players. We've seen a lot of great performance on it, but it gets really tricky throughout the whole length of it, and really have to show high levels of consistency to even get any decent score on it. So it will take a lot from both of these teams to get good scores. And the answer is, and the question is, which team is gonna be the best on this?
Indeed, a question to answer, but yeah, I'm not really sure that is the best idea for Team Bomboclat here. I see the idea, right, but I'm not sure they are completely ready, especially after that DT3 that might have probably drained quite a bit of their stamina if you are to judge on the accuracies from the side. But yeah, definitely a pick to possibly go for sometime. And as you said previously, just knock-out type of patterns are going to be as the deciding factor on who will be getting an advantage here. The question is, are they going to be confident enough right now, right? Are they going to be perform as they stay in this moment? And we are going to be seeing it soon enough. As I going to have fun, it's in the chat. MP Start 5 has been written, and we are going to be loading into the map really soon.
Indeed. This is a tricky pick. Maybe Bomboclat's vision is still clouded from the rain earlier in the Fremont 1, but we don't know if that's the case. They might just be absolutely insane on this map, and we don't know it, and they're gonna prove us wrong. But it is a really tricky map, as you can already see with a lot of these super snappy ult patterns. They are looking quite good. Still holding the triple FC, while Dango Daikazoku right now has already dropped 2. There goes Mornis as well, so it's 1 versus 2 FCs as it stands, but it's only 1 quarter in. There's still a bit to go, and there's still a lot of super tricky pattern, like that one where Raf GPO finds a break. So now it's 1 FC versus another. It's only the supporting combos, and right now Dango Daikazoku has that advantage. Not anymore.
Unfortunately for them, they will be finding one of the breaks on one of the supporting combos, but they are still going to be able to climb little by little that score difference closer towards the side until Hirit Koremir will be finding a break. But no mind that is going to be traded by double break happening from Azrael and Mornis, so the score difference is just going to be hovering into the midpoint, maybe slightly going towards the team Rose bit by bit, as the Fike is still playing his heart out, getting 99.8% accuracy of the Snowman 3, trying his best to match what Get Loft is doing, but the combo difference is just relentless. You cannot go against that, as already how the map is finished, and well, the score difference is such marginal that anything is still up for grabs and nothing is decided.
Indeed, at least the accuracies on the side of Iris are really good. So in the case of a break from Faja, it is gonna happen. The lead is gonna go skyrocketing back in their direction, and they have a lot of supporting combo to help that. That's why the lead is still stagnating quite a lot, even with the FC from Faja, because the breaks from Reed Horimiya are actually becoming quite detrimental for the performance so far. Because I think overall combo wise, Iris has more, and it is moving in their direction. So they need to focus. They need a lot of consistency. There goes Mornis, so there's a bit of breathing room for Rose, but how much is that gonna last as Reed Horimiya keeps finding on these breaks that only put more pressure on them. There goes the FC from Faya, and now it's all in the ending. It's gonna switch right over, and now Iris has so much breathing room, but there's a double break on the side of Iris, and it's only Reed Horimiya and Mornis.
This is a battle between the supporting combos Mornis versus Reed Horimiya, and it's going to be the first one to find a break, and Reed Horimiya will be the one to go down. The first one in this matchup, as Mornis is trying his best, and his best was enough after all in this ending to run a 50 combo, and somehow it was just edging out the score difference towards the team Iris. And would you look at that, Beth? They are going to be taking a lead for the first time in this matchup.
My heart can take this, man. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of back and forwards. So many breaks that happened in the last section. All the pressure from the start of the map to the ending has just piled on. But man, that is just an incredible performance from Mornis. Just at the end, that last bit of consistency they had in them mattered so much, and that is 3 points in a row for Bomboclat. And right now, they will be going into Dango Daikazoku's pick, but They could grab themselves another point if they are continuing with this confidence forward, but it all matters on the pick, and I think it's time for the HR. You can't delay it anymore. You have to pick into HR. You already saw how they performed on the HR before on the free mods. You kind of just have to roll the dice on this one and see if they are not that comfortable on HR. The HR1 obviously being a lot more tech focused, but the HR2 it has precision and tapping, so we'll see how that goes. But no, we're going into another alt pick. We're going to the Fremont free. They're just continuing with what they feel comfortable on. Considering how close this map was, Fremont free can only be as close.
Wow, that is decision that I did not expect at all. I mean, the Fremont 3 here, first of all, I have to say a banger, absolutely right. One of my personal favorites of the song choices in this pool, but it is definitely a bit unusual, right? I can see why they're going for it after the Nomad 4 win all the way back at the start of this matchup, but it is still a bit of a tricky one, right? It is a mix kind of attack aspect and rhythm aspect. You have to have a lot of finger control on a lot of reading to get through those slight just rhythm changes, right? Slight timing changes that are going to be constant throughout all this map, and I am not completely sure we are going to be seeing anyone doing incredibly well on this type of map, maybe except for some bigger and just more confident players like Get Loft and Faija here from the Team Rose, but I am puzzled here, Pez.
It's a tricky pick, and in this type of situation, the best players rise up, and it's gonna be a question of who that player will be. There's a lot of players that could be feeling really comfortable on this type of map, but it's gonna come down to who has the best performance on the day, and the best performance on the day could come from absolutely everyone. So we'll have to just wait. Fingers crossed. No absolute heartbreak happens on this map. But yeah, so far so good for both of these teams. They've been showing a lot of confidence and good performances. And again, I'm seeing in the match there's gonna be yet again the same situation as Fremont 1. We're gonna see a double HR on the side of Dango Daikazoku with a double hit on the side of Bomboclat. So this yet again it's gonna be a battle of preference rather than consistency, and which preference and which one is gonna prevail on a map like this is only gonna be a matter of time to find out, as we get underway with probably one of the most tricky maps in the pool, the Fremont 3.
And indeed, it is just going to be even a bigger question in the future if they're going to be picking HR from the Team Rose here. But for now, it is a question of what is going to be happening in this map in particular. And it seems like the combo is getting dropped left and right. Already double break from Team Rose, from Hidaya and Faija, while it is only being answered by Azrael right here in the middle. John Etkin is going to be the last person standing to find the break from the Team Rose, while Team Iris is still holding a double C. Even the HR player Marnis right now trying his best, unfortunately going to be going down as well, but he still did some damage. 85 now, 90k score difference is going to be building the wall little by little as we are already closing down on the first third of this map.
Indeed, these short sliders are really brutal on HR, which is why I'm surprised they have opted for the double HR on the side of Rose. I'm more surprised by how good Rough GPO is performing, but you kind of expect this performance from a type of player like them. They're still holding the FC, and it's a really good FC indeed, and it's gonna only help their score to continue piling on, especially with the recovery from Faya and John Etkin. Hidaya is struggling slightly. We do see a double break from Azrael and Mornis. That's gonna play a bit, but Faya also found a break, so it's only John Etkin and Rev GPO with any sort of combo in this map so far, going into the last third.
Definitely unfortunate for them, but still, Get Loft is doing in some insane performances right now, still holding the C2 thirds of the map in and looking to close it down little by little. The first quarter is here, and they are going to be seeing a lot of sliders, slider aim with a lot of slider takes in between, and it seems like that is a no problem, not land not contested in this match, as Get Loft is the only one that's able to hold any kind of a sizable combo on this map, on this part of the map, and it seems like even at this point it might be already doomed, as the score difference is only going to be increasing further and further. We are going to be seeing a double break coming in from Hedaya and John Aitken. Faisha is the only one trying his best again just to stand their ground, but it is not enough as the RGP is going for the kill. Look at it. See this 3-3 in the round of 16 of the Resurrection Cup 2026, and it seems like he is going to be able to finish the job the last couple notes, and he has done it.
What a performance. The dominance continues from Team Bomboclat. 4 picks in a row we're talking now, and there's been tricky picks and there's been absolute dominance from them, and this is one of them. What a score from RevGPO, grabbing themselves FC on 3-3. Full perfect combo, no singular combo drop, no singular slider and drop on a tricky slider map like this one. We're talking about one of the probably the best performances on a 3-3 this weekend. Like, that's such a good score.
Honestly, that's crazy. Of course, the accuracy is going to be suffering a little bit, sitting at 96.89%, but still, what a performance. What a great stuff from him. And what is also surprising is that it is pretty much the only reason the team Bomboclat was able to pinch out the win here. The score difference was not that high to be completely guaranteed with the performances of the supporting players for the team Bomboclat here, but still a win, much welcome one for them, as they are going to be taking another definitive lead right now, 4-2 against Team Rolls. It seems like this opening situation of the match has been reversed, and now you are going to be getting nervous if you are, of course, a Team Rolls member.
Indeed, you're on the chopping block, and right now, they have the hatchet to kill it all, but they're truly taking their time for their pick, and it's gonna be a really interesting pick to say the least. It's gonna be the DT1. They want to end it on AIM, the shortest map in the pool. It's gonna be an absolute sprint to the finish line. If the finish line is in sight, they will take it. Bomboclat wants this to end now.
Wow, what a pick to finish it out on. DT1, I mean, if you know already, it is just a brutal map indeed. It is min 28 only seconds after DT. It is only AR 10.3, but the jumps are sitting at a whopping 342 BPM. It is incredibly hard, and especially considering that they are going to be overlapped slightly at some points with the sliders, you're not going to be having a lot of time to really react to those jumps, right? So unless you have some practice, unless you are feeling really good and you know how to play the high AR type of stuff, you might be suffering this type of map. You know, that is going to be a trouble. But, well, I guess that is decision from Team Iris. I do believe they are kind of looking to abuse what they are able to do, right? The aim generally was a little bit of a more advantage towards the side so far in this match, and well, let's see if they're going to be able to close it down pass here.
Indeed, this is the moment. We kind of just waiting to see with anticipation how they respond to this. If they have still something left on the table to show to us, if they still have that fighting spirit into this DT1, but yeah, it's looking really bad for them right now, for Dango Daikazoku. So it's all about who has the better consistency on a map that's so short. This is pretty much a farm map, but the awkward aim is there, and they've proven to us before Bomboclat is the team to beat on awkward aim.
Well, and as the map is going to be starting soon, little by little, the players are going to be coming in. Yeah, it seems like they are already loaded in. It is just a question if they're indeed going to be feeling good enough, because on this type of map, it is a big trouble. If your hands are shaking, the nervousness might just kill you, and that might be a real danger getting towards the Team Rose's side, and it is going to be finally represented only by a trade. Xanli and Jonet are going to be the first two players to find a break on this DT1, but it is just a start. The opportunity to get some scores of their own is still here. Katloft is going to be finding a break coming in for the Iris. The only standing combo right now for them is Moniz. but it seems like the other side has been broken fully. No combo on their side, as we are already halfway through the map, and there is just not a lot of stuff that you can do, especially as the score difference is going to be increasing bit by bit, as there was some recovery coming in from Xanli and get left.
What? You blinked and you missed it, because there's been so many breaks in that little short period of the map where absolutely everyone found a break except Stanley and RevGPO, who has maintained the recovery. And now we do see more breaks from Mornis and RevGPO, and it's only Faya and John Etkin trying to fight off the beast of what score that Stanley's putting on a DT. Yet again, there goes Stanley. There's no combos on the side of Bomboclat, and I was gonna switch off right quick as Faya and Jonathan are the only combos standing in this lobby. This map is so short that the score skyrockets and sprints across the table, and now is back in favor of Dango Daikazoku.
Wow, what a performance! What a just insane comeback ability from Feige and John Etkin. 400 combo from both of them right into the ending is just incredible enough, good enough to get them another point on board, making it 3-4 against Team Iris here. And now it is time to look into their drawers, look at the drawing board and figure out what should be the last pick for them right before possibly getting towards the tiebreaker of this match. And honestly, again, there is just not a lot of stuff that you have to go for. The HR pool is still on the table. You can go for HR1 if you want to go towards something more technical, as you have seen in the Nomad 4 that you have won, or there is HR2 if you want to go towards something a little bit more tech, a little bit more ulti, a little bit more with a high precision type of stuff. And I'm not sure what they are going to be, if they are not going to be picking this map, one of those two maps. I am going to be completely lost here.
Yeah, these are performances to talk about for weeks and weeks on end. I mean, we're going into the last pick of the match, but yeah, it's all coming down to Dango Daikazoku's pick, and I've been saying this for like the last five of their own picks. Where is the HR? They've been looking comfortable on the HR in the free mods, maybe not the free mod free, but where is the HR? I think on something like the HR1 they could do quite well, but we're about to see what is the final pick of this match. We're still waiting. It is gonna be Hidden One. Wow.
That's incredible. I'm not going to lie, that is absolutely incredible coming in right now from the Team Rose here. They are going for HD, which is pretty much just all-court aim, just general, aim with some density slapped on it because of the HD mod, right? Considering that they have lost both free mods earlier, that they have lost Nomad 3, it is insane pick to go for. I'm not going to be choosing much words here. It is incredible, but if they're going to be able to perform well enough, all the power goes to them. This tiebreaker is going to be just absolutely incredible.
This is gonna be really close. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this performs. Both teams are really good on something like this, and I think it's all gonna come down to who's the better team consistency-wise on the day, because this map has a lot of tricky patterns that could catch off your guard. They have a lot of super snappy after a slow part into a super snappy part, and I think those parts are gonna be make or break for both of these teams, as they're gonna truly test how much have you practiced this map, how prepared are you in the moment for those types of patterns, and most importantly, are you the key factor to take the point on a type of map like this?
That is what they are going to be answering to, and honestly, with this HD1, I mean, I guess I can kind of see the idea after thinking about it a little bit, right? Especially because of the second half of this map, right? Where there is a lot of just general flow aim checks, a lot of just changes in direction, right? Interesting patterns that you have to be able to hit, but that it's still going to be a big trouble, because there is still a first half that you have to get through, and oh my god, that is going to be a joy to watch for sure. That's what I am going to say for sure here, but yeah. The map is going to be started soon, as the good luck, have fun is again typed in the chat. My MP start 5 has been set. The stage has been set. We are looking at the possibly last map of this matchup, and it cannot get any more takes than this.
Indeed, this is this is gonna be pretty much a small little teaser before the tiebreaker, if we go to the tiebreaker. So I think these players do need to see to showcase their best abilities into a map like this. So far, so good. Still holding the FCs into some of these tricky patterns, but these tricky, awkward patterns still will continue. And there's the first break, inevitable first break into this on a map like this, with Fire dropping the FC. But there's still so much time left. It's only the first quarter, and there's gonna be so many more tricky patterns, especially into this first KI section.
Yeah, and the only pretty much difference making so far for Team Rose right now is the accuracies. They are kind of incredible, especially compared to the Team Iris here. Get Loved finding a lot of hundreds, sitting around 95% accuracy of his own, but it is not going to be mattering much if he's going to be holding that combo, especially as John Atkin is going to be the one to find a second break right now for Team Rose. Fire is the only one still standing for them, trying their best to get them closer and closer towards that final point, getting them towards the tiebreaker, but the score difference is inevitable. It's only going to be climbing little by little, as there is still 3 FCs on board for Team Bomboclat here, halfway through the map. But now it is the time to see if the gamble is going to be working out, as the full aim parts are going to be starting really soon.
Indeed, it's gonna be a lot of these super awkward patterns to hear. And right now, we do see a couple of them, but they only will get worse and worse from here on out. And it's Raph GPO and Azriel showing a masterclass performance. There goes Azriel, but Raph GPO still has so much more combo over what Rose is showcasing us. And it's gonna be a lot of these stop and go patterns where you just have to snap really quickly after a slow slider, but we are seeing all of these players performing quite well, but there's a lot of recovery building on the side of Rose, and if Raph GPO finds a break at any moment, it's gonna spell doom and disaster. Afaya is recovering really nicely from that beginning break they've had.
There's only so much combo left, but Fire is going to be finding a break right before a spinner, and that is tragic best. I cannot find words for this. That is just such an incredible performance, such an incredible try from Fire to get towards that point, to get a point, the final point towards the tiebreaker for his team, but it is just not going to be enough and get the loft. Rafjibio is going to be the one to drive that nail even further towards the skull, finally finding the slide break right before the last few combo of this map, right in the ending. But I believe even if Fire was able to hold that combo, it would not have been, unfortunately, enough, as the score difference is still sitting at 200,000, and now it is going to be the decider. It's going to be a finish for Team Rose, for Team Dango Daikazoku, as Team Bomboclat is going to be advancing further into the tournament with a score of 5-3.
Indeed, in the end, it's gonna be all that momentum that has carried Bomboclat into taking a lot of points in a row. It's that momentum that has carried them throughout the length of the match, and in the end, it is enough for them to advance. This has been a loser bracket match, and that means that unfortunately Dango Daikazoku is gonna be moving out of this tournament, while Bomboclat will continue on to see a better day in what is gonna be quarterfinals. But yeah, what a match! Both of these teams have performed so good today. It's just unfortunate that only one can advance. But yeah, that is just how the nature of tournament is. What do you think?
I think that, yeah, unfortunately for Team Rose here, they are not going to be a winner of this matchup, but as we have seen already, they were doing their best. They had some insane performances, especially from Fire and John Atkin, getting some of those clutch moments in, but unfortunately, again, just a team that has felt better on this type of map, felt better today, has won. Maybe they will be able to advance even further in the future, but for now, Bomboclat will be good enough to advance towards the quarterfinals stage. Yes, I completely forgot about that.
Well, whatever happens in quarterfinal stage, we'll have to wait, as there's still more matches to come here in Resurrection Cup 2026. We will be having another match at 16 ETC, so do stay tuned. It's gonna be a match between let me check just in case I don't. It's gonna be between Mr. Beast Money and Wadalidi. It's gonna be a really interesting match, and it's gonna be, most importantly, a winners bracket match. So we're gonna see two really strong teams that have advanced from round of 32 battling it out up there. So we'll see how that one goes. But any closing thoughts for this match?
The only thing that I can say is, well, stay safe in the heat wave. Look forward to the future matches and stay tuned. It is only going to be getting better from this point onward.
Indeed. Thank you for watching. I've been Bezanaro. I've been joined by Tommy, and Pixford was our streamer. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at 16 ETC for the next match.
Bye bye!